Hello everyone, nice to see you again. I'm Andrei, one of the coordinators of Area School, and today we're going to talk about week number 3. So let's start. I believe you can see my screen. There are 2 modules to learn in this week. CSS Basic. CSS is a technology that describes how an element should be rendered, or in simple words, it adds styles to the web page. And the second module to learn is Figma. Primary Figma is a design tool, but it's also useful for front-end developers because we can retrieve styles from this tool and review design assets. Regarding practical assignment, we have the task CV, HTML, CSS, and Git basics. And this task will be evaluated in 2 ways. In 2 ways, cross-check and after test. Regarding after test, the requirement and evaluation criteria it is described on this page. Here is workflow, submit criteria, grading criteria. Also, don't forget to follow commit guidelines. Regarding the cross-check, also requirements and evaluation criteria described on this page. And here is a workflow. Please pay attention that your README file should contain 2 links. Link to CV in Markdown format and to the deployed web page. Here is an evaluation criteria and how to submit the task. Also, this workflow described here, and please take a note that you should submit link to deployed CV. And a couple words about cross-check. Cross-check is a review process when your work will be evaluated by 4 students, and you also have to evaluate 4 students' work. And one important rule about this evaluation that in case when we have doubts about a particular evaluation criteria, we always have to stay on the side of the students. I mean, if we think, should we give a point for this student for this criteria or not, we should give. And also, we have a test on this week, test CSS Basic. And I think I covered all topics. Let me invite my colleagues to the stage.
Greetings for everyone. All the coordinators are here. And I think, Andrei, you finished the overview of the next week, so we can answer some questions if you have in the chat. I think currently I don't see much questions. Maybe someone can ask something.
Frankly speaking, I don't see any question at all.
Yeah, me too. Is
Good
everything
answers.
okay with
Yeah.
our stream, or no students?
I think Andrei just overviewed it clearly, so no questions this time.
Lucky we.
Hi, Liana. Hi, Alexei. Very
At
good.
least 2 students here. Cool. Congrats, you finished 2 weeks already.
So if Liana and Alexei, you have questions, you can ask them now about the next week.
Even if you are not Alexei or Liana, you can also can answer the questions.
Yeah, we have a question. The first question. I cannot submit my CV. So, Liana, can you provide more information about your issue? Is there any problems with GitHub?
Waiting.
Mhm. Okay, we can wait maybe some information from Liana. Yeah, we have question. Good evening. Will task be evaluated after deadline? Yeah, so we're still giving points for completing exercises after deadlines, but you're getting some fines, and the points, you're getting less points after deadlines.
Maybe I can answer. If it's about CV, HTML, and CSS task, I told that this task will be evaluated in 2 ways. By after test. After test should be submitted and evaluated before deadline, but cross-check will be evaluated after deadline. You have 4 days after deadline to evaluate this task.
Yeah, hope we answered the question. Thank you, Andrei. We have another question. Sorry, you explained the task from stage 0 markup, but we are stage 1, so task explanation still valid, right? Maybe Andrei, you can answer this too.
I think the tasks are similar because we don't have stage number 1. Stage number 0. Stage number 0 exists only in Russian-speaking course. So some task because you have to learn all this stuff. Some tasks maybe maybe similar.
Yeah, so it's the same task, but we're adding CSS now in CV. All right, and the next question is I read 3 times res docs, but unfortunately I scored 68%. So I think this question about the first test that people go through. So I think in that case, you can continue to complete the next tasks and exercises. And
if you really want to know your mistakes, please reach me in DM in Discord, and I'm ready to discuss your answers and try to not answer, but help you to figure out what questions were wrong.
Yeah, so it's better to chat in Discord or Telegram about the questions. Okay, and another question here. I missed my school app test today. I thought the deadline was at 5:30, which is 12 p.m. for me, as mentioned in the schedule, but I was not able to access it 4 or 5 hours before the deadline time.
If I'm not mistaken, today was deadline for Git test, and I checked the deadline is correct in the application. Perhaps this misunderstanding due to for different time zones.
Maybe there is some technical issue if Kandra cannot access it 4 or 5 hours before the deadline time.
Nobody noticed us. Okay, we'll check.
All right. Let's go to the next question. If there is some issue, there would be provided information in, I think, Telegram and Discord, right? Okay. And another question here. About Liana. We can go back to Liana's question. So Liana has her CV in GitHub, but points for CV is 0. Maybe Anna, you can answer this question, why it happened, why it can happen.
It might happen by several reasons. First of all, it's a wrong link because depend on a task, it might check the link that ended with /CV or not. And the next option, it might be commits. So to answer this question, we should check Liana repository. That's why I would ask to reach me in Telegram or in Discord, and we try to find the issue with the CV task.
Yeah, so maybe also, Liana, you can discuss it in Telegram and Discord. Maybe someone had a problem before. Excuse me. All right. Hello, everyone. I completed the task, creation CV by Markdown, but I can't understand where I need to publish or how I need to submit the task. Yeah, maybe, Andrei, you can answer this. You answered this before, I remember.
Yeah. If it also about CV task, CV Markdown task, I believe. You have to submit it in after test. In after test, and yeah, we have a particular yeah, you should submit it in after test, and as I understand, you shouldn't add any URLs for this task. Just click start task and submit, and it should be evaluated automatically. Maybe I can share the screen.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, one second. and share screen and entire screen. Okay. Yeah, I believe we can see my screen. Auto test tab. Here is name of our task. Open task. Start task, and just submit. And here we can see result of this of my submission. And that's all.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the next question is, shall we use Webflow? I think there is no Webflow in tasks and tests in RSchool, but you can learn Webflow, maybe check some use cases of Webflow, but it's not needed to complete the tasks. Another question. Hello there. In case I prepared my CV during one of the previous courses and now want to update it, shall I update only HTML and CSS files once or comment upon each small change? I think there is no need to comment each small change. If you have already your CV, you can upload the whole CV. But I think you cannot pass after tests without Markdown, as I remember, right?
In order to requirements related to 3 or 5 true commits, yep, it's okay because you previously done this step. But if you would like to refresh your knowledge on how to make commits and so on, so you can commit all small changes.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Question about Figma. Not sure if anyone asked this yet, but isn't Figma paid at the moment? As I remember, Figma is free for 3 or 5 projects, and it's free to look and overview another person's projects, so you don't need to pay for Figma now.
Yeah, one small note. If I remember correctly, the feature when you can retrieve styles from the design assets became a paid, but you still can use it for free.
All right. The next question, are we going to do cross-checking for our submitted CV? Yeah, so you need to pass through cross-checking for your CV, but it is on the next, it was on the week 2, as I remember, and yeah, you're right.
One small notice from week 3. You will do cross-check after CV, CSS plus HTML. So this week you will implement this task, and the next week you will do cross-check.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna. Okay. We have more general question about GitHub contributions. If you consistently push repositories to GitHub every day without missing a day, if you were an employer and saw this, what impression would you have of me? Also, what soft skills might this showcase? I think it's your advantage that you have a rich developed GitHub account and a lot of repositories there, so your employer can see your projects. but from my experience, it's rare when your employer check every repository or check your GitHub precisely. So I think it's better to make some repositories and some pet projects, but in general, it's not a big advantage if you push repositories every day. But still, it's nice to have to show it to anyone. Okay. We have some interesting question. Hi everybody, when will I start this course? This course is already started, and now we're just overview the next week, the third week. So you still can start this course, and you can check the information in the previous streams and in Telegram and Discord channels. Yeah, and I accidentally missed one question from Ilona about CV, HTML, CSS. Shall I make another pull request at the end after all my updates? Maybe Anna, you can answer this, or Natalia.
I think it depends whether all those changes from previous course were already merged, and for this purpose, as Anna already mentioned, that you need to use, you need to have like 5 or more commits. So for the open pull request. And in this case, you need to do all the updates in a separate commit and then, yeah, create the pull request. But I'm not sure about the existing pull request. Anna can say more.
Thank you, Natalia. Yeah, we had question, but it's already answered in the chat about we are doing cross-checking for CV Markdown. Yeah, and is it answered in the chat? Yeah, cross-checking only for HTML and CSS CV after third week. So yeah, now there is no cross-check for Markdown version of your CV. All right. Maybe I missed some question. Guys, the deadline dates on the task are showing in red. It looks kind of dangerous. Does that mean anything? I have already read and completed the tasks. Maybe Natalia, you can answer this. Maybe it's about our school application. So if you still pass, the deadline looks red, or maybe there is some problem with submission.
I don't have an access as a student to the RS app. I cannot check it, but overall, it's quite common that the deadlines are in red color, so that nobody misses it. But in case you submit it already, and in case it's auto-tested, then you should see your score, so that you're sure, you can be sure that you passed it. So, yeah, Anna, sorry, I interrupted you.
Nonetheless, in case you guess that the colors are not corresponds to real case and so on. You can leave your feedback in the REST application. At the very bottom, you can find the section with feedback on REST code. And here you can describe your feeling related to red color, and perhaps you have some proposal how to improve it. And I believe our designers or our developers will read and try to improve the application.
Yeah. So if you submitted the task, you can, don't worry. Yeah, maybe designers would check it and change the color. Okay. There is another question. I finished tests on one was 88, the second one was 94, but it looks like I missed task. I have 0. What does it mean? I think it's unclear here. So you submitted 2 tests and get the points. And there is some task that you get 0 points. Maybe some coordinator can have an idea how to answer this question.
To be able to answer, I should know the GitHub of the students, so please reach me in Telegram or Discord, and I will check what's going wrong. Currently, I can't answer, sorry.
Yeah, so send some information in Telegram and Discord channels, and we'll try to answer. I have this message in my GitHub. Your main branch isn't protected. Shall I click the button protect this branch then? I don't remember exactly, but I think it's not required to protect your main branch, and you still can submit without protected branch. But yeah, from production experience, usually the main branch is protected from pushing commits there and only merge pull requests into the main branch. Okay. And another question here. Hello, I wrote my CV using HTML by using VS Studio, then added in GitHub, but my score was 0. And when I submitted it, 404 error I got. And many of students have the same problem. Maybe Anna, you know about this problem if it says.
Actually, no, there's no problem, but to answer this question, we should check the GitHub of particular students. So unfortunately, I'm not able to answer the question without knowing GitHub. Because it might be various options what's wrong. So please reach me in some messages.
Yeah, so send your GitHub in Telegram and Discord again, and yeah, we will check it and provide information if there is some issue.
Or maybe that was like Andrei mentioned already, that you missed this /cv at the end. If the markdown has the name of CV empty.
Yeah, so check the URL also. It should be /cv at the end. Maybe the problem with it. We have a question for Anna, I think. If I pass the course well, can I work in EPAM or such companies? Somebody give me a referral. And your favorite kind of questions? Maybe you can
Okay, one more time. Just relax and listen to me. In case we will have some opportunities for junior in your location, and we will know that you successfully passed this course and one of framework, I mean at least React or Angular, we will share your contacts with the recruiters, and you will be invited to the interview. And will you be hired now or no? It would be depends only on your results at this interview. That's why I would say that in case we will have opportunities, we will share you. But I'm not promise that you will be hired. I guess it's fair enough.
And anyway, you can open the job boards after you pass this course and one of the frameworks, and always apply by yourself. So you can also share the certificates of RS School as an example of that that prove your knowledge, and of course passing the interviews.
Yeah, so as usual, if your score is good and if you completed the course, at the end maybe you have some chance to get some opportunity to be hired to complete some internship or hired to be a junior. But yeah, the chances are not 100%. So it's better to check the market by yourself and complete the course by the best score. Have another question.
I would just add to the previous mention.
All right.
Not just complete the course, but the best score, because the learning opportunities or learning is kind of individual for everyone, and even if you get the minimum scores, but you take your time to dive deeper in the materials, in the basics of front-end development, then you have two options: either go to complete this course once more time, or go to the market itself. So just use this as opportunity to learn, use this course as an opportunity to learn and to study well.
All right. The next question is, what is common practice
Sorry,
now?
guys. Can I answer to Liana because she shared the link for her task, and unfortunately, Liana missed one of the most important steps is deployment, and without this step, Autotest is not able to reach your task and to check it. That's why you got 0. The link is not correct. You shared the link to GitHub only, to the page in the GitHub, but not in the deployment result. And as I understand, I looked through several mentioned related to this issue, and seems it's the same problem, incorrect link. So please read the task very, very attentive and pay attention to each step and each requirement, and might be one of the most important. And thank you, Denise. Sorry for interrupt you.
Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, we answered the question, so that's good. Yeah, we have another question. What is common practice now to use master or main branch? Now it's common practice to have main branch, just because due to some, I would say, politics and in general some issue from the West calling the branch master. So that's why the GitHub changed the master branch to main. So it's better to use main branch.
But in case you see some misconsistency in our task, please pay attention and make us aware of it so that we could update it also.
All right, yeah. We have another question. It's me again. What's the maximum number of students who can move to the second stage? Is there a limit if everyone passes every test? As I remember, there is no limits, but Anna, maybe you can answer this correctly.
We have no limitation related to amount of students at stage 2, but in case we have limited amount of mentors, the priority will be at the student who can't speak Russian. That's why they stay here. In case we will know that you're from the location where Russian is also available language, you will be at the end of list to mentors. Sorry, but we're talking about it at the very beginning of this course.
Yeah, so it's better to pass every test and don't miss deadlines, as usual. All right.
Yeah, but just one note. So even if you are not assigned to a mentor, you can still study stage 2, but without a mentor. Everything is available, and you can also submit the tasks and proceed with some cross checks and other things, auto tests.
Thank you, Natalia. And we have another comment about this question about master main branch. In the documentation and test task, master branch uses. Yeah, I think it's better to change master to main branch in the documentation and task. As I remember, usually repository is created by main branch. But
documentation? Probably outdated. Or you can always open a pull request for us. If you see this.
We're just a human and we are far from politics. That's why we can use as the master main branch, but in case we missed somewhere the appropriate word, please just let us know or create the pull request.
And hopefully there is no issue with tests, depending on the name of the main or master branch. But yeah, that's good that you mentioned it, Olga. So I think, yeah, we will fix it soon. All right, and maybe there are questions that I missed.
Yeah, you missed that you got the special thanks for doing a great job. And I totally agree with Golden Apple. Yep.
All right. Thank you, Manzana Dorada, Golden Apple. I'm glad to be here too, and I'm glad to help you all. Thank you.
Seems the question are over. So let's unpack. And guys, oh.
Yeah, I have more questions. Do we need to add a resume even if the deadline has already passed? How many tasks can we skip to go to the second stage? I mean, many people skip the first chance. I think there is a question about points. If you skip, just didn't get any points from the first exercise and task, can you go to the second stage? Maybe Natalia or Anna, you can answer this.
And did you remember our presentation at the intro where we discussed that in case you miss any 2 assignments, and doesn't matter task or test, you might be expelled? Just a spoiler.
Yeah, right. So it means if you skip the first task and you skip another some week, so you would be expelled, right? So it's better to do not skip the next task and meet deadlines. That's it. There's another question. You mentioned that even you have good score in knowledge, it very depends on your interview. What do you mean? You mean communication skills or how likable I am? Yeah.
Let me answer. Guys, if I'm talking about the results of interview, I mean your ability to describe some solutions, to provide answers and so on, because you may add the maximum, you may get the maximum points for each task, each test, and as a result, you don't, you can't answer any question. And unfortunately, some students using cheating, and the score is not the most important skill. The most important thing, your technical skills and soft skill as well, is much important for us, because the interview will share whether you implement the task by yourself or using, I don't know, your brother, your friend, brain, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can add here. Yeah, some students are also afraid of some interviews, and we all know that interviews are the most stressful things in our life, because we are expected to answer all the questions we may be asked within the time frame, and you can be asked not only just explain your code and also explain some technical stuff, and yeah, it can be stressful, and maybe the soft skills are not good developed yet, so you can also fail on that. Or some recruiters also, yeah, there is some practice of some recruiters that they know only one solution, and if you provide the other way, they may not accept it. That happens for sure, but not so often. But yeah, it can be. So it depends on not only the score, but yeah, soft skills and technical knowledge, as Anna mentioned.
Yeah, so usually you have two problems. The first one is to get interview, and the second one is to pass the interview. And the good score can help you to get the interview. So you have more chances to get the interview. But once you get it, there is no I think, advantages of this good score. So you need to pass the interview like everyone else. And here, yeah, you need to answer some questions, maybe complete some tasks during interview, and also communicate well. And then if everything is all right, so you're getting the job offer, and that's all.
And by the way, it might be not just one interview. Sometimes it's a round of 2, 3, 5 interviews. It depends on the company.
Yeah. So be prepared for everything. So now I think it was the last 2 questions. And if there are no much questions, we can just say goodbye to everyone. Thanks for this week introduction. Thanks for being here. And see you in the next week on the next Q&A sessions. Bye.
Have a good week.
See you
Bye-bye.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Fun.